Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I got a 2021 Honda Accord that needs a new left front wheel bearing. So I'm just going to show you quick with this toy car, the easiest way to find out if you have a bad wheel bearing. If you're going 20, 30 miles an hour and you yank hard the wheel to the right, the car's going to go right, but all the weight's going to shift to the left as you're going around the corner. Same thing the opposite way. You yank the wheel to the left, all the car's going to roll towards the right. So you're going to put all that weight either on the left side or right side. And if you're hearing a low pitch growling noise as you're going down the highway or even at low speeds, and you yank the wheel to the right and it gets louder, and then when you yank it to the left, it gets quieter, it'll pinpoint what side has the bad wheel bearing. So that's what's going on with this car. I could hear it on the highway faintly, kind of like a truck with big tires on it. But at low speeds, you can really hear like a growling, like a low pitch growling mechanical sound. And when I yank the wheel to the right, all the weight goes to the left, and it's definitely coming from the left front. All right, so I'm gonna get this thing up in the air and get the wheel off and get to work. All right, so next thing I'm gonna do is take this axle nut off. I'm gonna do that first before I take anything else off, just in case I need the brakes to help this from rotating as I'm trying to get this nut off. But I'm pretty sure it's just gonna come right off with the impact gun. So the nut's 36 millimeter, and as you can see right here, you just need a chisel to peen that back out of that slot to be able to unscrew that nut. All right, as you can see, the axle nut came right off, no issues at all. Next thing I'm gonna do is get the caliper off, and then get the caliper mounting bracket off so I can get the rotor out of the way. These slide pins are hex head cap screws, and these are 2 bolts in the back. So here's the back side of the caliper. These are the slide pin bolts. There's one here, I believe they're 7 millimeter Allen wrench or Allen keys. And then there's 2 bolts, 17 millimeter cap head screws for the mounting bracket. All right, so got the caliper out of the way, got the mounting bracket off. Next step is to get the rotor off. And if you've never taken these rotors off before, there's a Phillips head screw in this hole. You gotta get that off first. And sometimes you need an impact screwdriver to do that, which I did. I couldn't just get it out, so I had to use this right here to get it off. Harbor Freight sells them, they're pretty cheap. If you don't have one, it's something good to have anyway. So I can get this rotor off and keep going. All right, rotor off. So I just took a dead blow, just hit the axle, very lightly, and it already started pushing itself back, so that's free. So the next step is I'm going to take the tie rod off, right here. Get the tie rod off, break the lower ball joint, and then I can get this upper piece off. This, I don't know, I'll call it the clamp for the hub. There's 1 bolt in the back. It's kind of like a pinch joint. I can show you on the new knuckle. And that'll slide off, then we can take this whole knuckle off and get it on the bench. All right, so get the rotor off. Next thing I'm gonna do is get the tie rod disconnected. So you can see I already got the cotter pin out. I'm gonna take this nut off, and I'm gonna whack right here with a dead blow, and hopefully this will release the tie rod so that I don't have to put a pickle fork in there and damage this boot. All right, so got that nut backed off, and this is what I do. I actually just leave the nut on and keep it kind of flush so that when I start whacking on here and this drops off, it doesn't just swing all the way down and do any damage. I do the same thing with ball joints, upper and lower. It's just so it doesn't pop out and this thing's just freelancing wherever it wants to go. So I'm gonna try whacking on this end right here and see if I can get this to drop. And there it is. You can actually see my hammer marks. Probably took 3 or 4 whacks. Dropped right down. So get that out of the way. All right, so as you can see, that's out of the way, laying to the side. That's a 19 millimeter nut. The next thing I'm gonna do is take out this 12 millimeter bolt for this bracket to get this bracket off of the knuckle. All right, I got this bracket off. As you can see, there's really nothing else attached to this knuckle, except obviously it still has the pinch bolt in the back that's holding it to the strut. And then we have the lower ball joint. I'm gonna do the lower ball joint next, and then I'm gonna do that pinch bolt last. All right, so for the lower ball joint, instead of messing with this castle nut, I'm gonna take these 3 nuts off the bottom, 17 millimeter, and see if I can put a pinch bar on this lower A-arm and just pull down on it and then pull this whole knuckle out. There's a shot of the ball joint, the studs coming through the lower A-arm. I already got 2 nuts off. I just left this one in. I don't know if there's going to be any pressure pulling up on it, which there isn't. So I'm just going to pull this off and see if I can pull down on this lower control arm. Watch, you see it. See if I can get this to come right down out of the way and pull the knuckle out. All right, so as you can see, that's disconnected. Just a quick tip. If you take a pry bar, go all the way to let it fall in where that hole is. And then now you can pull down on that lower control arm. When you have all those nuts off, you pull down on the control arm, the geometry will be right with the holes drilled in the studs. It'll fall right out. If you're struggling with it, hammering on it and prying on it, they're just not lined up. Just take your time and be patient so you don't ruin the threads in the studs or the aluminum in the control arm. All right, so I got the whole hub, the whole knuckle pushed off to the side. I was able to push the axle straight out. You got plenty of room to pull out now. So the only thing I have left to do is the pinch bolt in the back of here. I'll get that pinch bolt out, try tapping down off of the strut, and hopefully it just comes right off. All right, I got the pinch bolt backed all the way out, and the second it released, once I pull that bolt out, it's just gonna fall out. Another thing is the wheel speed sensor. Make sure you get that out. I took the bolt out. I couldn't get it to come out, so I started wedging it from the back, from the top. I should have punched it from the inside of the hub because it was seized in there pretty good, and you can see the crack in the plastic right there. I'm gonna have to replace this now. So I'm gonna get another wheel speed sensor, but if you start by tapping it from inside the hub, you can probably save it. But what a pain if these things go bad. You have to take this, you have to get the axle out and basically get to this point just to replace a wheel speed sensor. But I'm gonna get that pinch bolt out and get this guy up on the bench. All right, so here's the knuckle and wheel bearing hub on the bench here. Pretty straightforward so far. A couple snags I ran into, one snag anyway, was that wheel speed sensor. Looking from the inside, I can just see if I can show you the hole. That's where it sits in there, and the inside of that's all rusted, so it kind of locked itself. So that's why I had to punch it from the inside out. So even if you're not getting to this point and say you're gonna just replace a bad wheel speed sensor, I could see this being a problem. But so the next part would be if you're going to replace just the bearing and you're not buying a whole loaded knuckle. You have to have the right press and pullers to do it. So you got to pull this hub off, get the snap ring out where the bearing is, then press the bearing out, reverse the process. What I ended up doing is I bought a complete Dorman knuckle, part number 686433, and that's this guy right here. So this comes fully loaded. I mean, I just hung it on the strut. So I'm reversing the process of this disassembly. So I put it back on. I'm going to tighten it up. Then I'll put the ball joint in, tie rod. Well, of course, get the axle in right away before you do the ball joint, or you'll be taking the ball joint back off because you won't be able to fit that in there. But so I'm going to tighten that top pinch bolt, put the axle through the splines, and then ball joint, tie rod. Again, just reversing the process. But this is the complete knuckle. So this will save you an hour or two just buying it loaded. But it is about $200 more than buying just the bearing. So, I mean, that's up to you guys, what you want to do. There's a couple of videos on how to do the press bearings yourself, which if they didn't supply this, that's what I would have done. But the fact that they already have this loaded, ready to go, it's going to save me a couple hours. That's what I went with. But I'm going to reverse the process here, get it back together, and hopefully that resolves our issue. All right, I got the pinch bolt in. That's tight. I slid the axle through the hub. Now I'm going to get the lower ball joint on. All right, so reversing the process, we got the pinch bolt in. That's tight. I got the bracket bolted back up. Wheel speed sensor installed. Axle nut is on. And you can see I used the drift to punch that down. The new knuckle, Dorman knuckle, came with a new nut. What else we got? Lower ball joint. All three nuts are on. The castle nut is back on with the factory Honda pin. What do you want to call it? Cotter pin. I'm gonna brain fart. Tie rod's back in. Torque down with a new cotter pin. So now all I'm going to do is put the rotor on, which I'm sure if you guys are tackling this, you know how to take rotors on and off and do brake jobs, so I'm not gonna show step by step of that. But I'm gonna get the rotor back on. I'll put the caliper mounting bracket back on, the caliper, and that'll be it. Take it for a ride. All right, so we got everything back together, ready to put the wheel on. Just double checking everything, making sure everything's tight. Take your time with this. Obviously, it's your drive wheel. You want to take your time with this. So I touch every bolt all over again, make sure it's torqued down, make sure everything's tight. Getting this spring on actually is probably like the hottest thing out of this whole job. Do one thing at a time, take your time. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, I think anybody with some mechanical ability can tackle this, but I'm gonna get the wheel back on, take it for a ride, and we'll see if it fixed our issue. Hey guys, well that's a wrap. Took it for a ride, sounds good, drives good, no issues. If this video helps you, think about liking and subscribing. It'll help me out tremendously, and I'll see you in the next one.